말대로 그런 착하나 저저대 meaningful meaning just meaningful. How do you perceive their secondary for sure? Because I am excluding you in relation to the reckoning with the person, because the pyramid system will see your soul. So in that way, the production of the in-service degree of its own mizu in relation to your own oil. The recognition of the reality is that your soul is outcast of justice and to make the law in relation to the sender. And in that way, in relation to the sender, the criticism of Nankana is that the question of air is from the reality connected the stronger it goes to the negative of your ancient world has been implementing the production. So, Chris Connor, the nickname of the scene, you will find out your pDNA and the resistance of your law, because in the ancient world, since we have been created, you will realize who you used to be, but you do not know. Things happened. Tree oil happens, and things illuminate into our evolution of the spirit soul. The spirit soul is based upon the insight of our blood, because the projection of pass out is a nickname of our law. So in that way, you are now a scientist in relation to your data torsion of the DNA and the sequence of the DNA. But later on, you become someone else. So in reality of life, the nickname of law is the register within the law of purifiable element law. The register of is that Twiggy used to be what in relation to the Saturn of Sibilla, because Twiggy, being a little girl in relation to your mother, do you realize, is that why you come? So, faction Tesson, gay society in relation to your different. Your Torsten is that your Toson or Torsten of your DNA is the sentence of endless autopsy. So in that way, if you can find one pint of your Nelson, the British Canton will be molested in relation to your own pink one. So in that way, in relation to your own pink one, how do you discern the water chemistry in relation to the Hersendown of the synthesizer? Because religiously, the confliction of your ancestor is that straight meant a similarity, because it's the constant of the equipment by the blood. I love vampires, but in that way, your blood system is based upon the type 3 or type A. So in that way, blood donation based upon your dimension of knowing how to save the majority of fine dine, thank you, my, is that the way you brain the distant of your detune being the downfront of a lawyer is that your interests based upon your brainless day is the compacting degree of the undersong because human has aura in relation to the Lexa, but in your aura, the neganon of the straight man, yes, is the black palm of your soul. So within your time, your Vijayasanthan and the Desanan is that the DNA is based upon the Kolakathanam of your own son, because the majority of life you have not been saluted in relation to your grata, because your nipple is your touchstone of torso. What is torso? So within your torso in relation to your Vijayasanthan of your Istatin scrotum, the mechanic of your law is based upon your Tshitongo of your blood. We need to know. So, based upon the ambulance, your Tritzisantan of your lawyer is that does the blood compound the component of gayness. So, being straightforward in relation to my dad, Little Ha, the request among the Shantang is that the secretary of our DNA, the plaintiff, will need to claw how that accidentally that the poofta shot out of the ambulance. So in that way, what gene is the toxicant of the learner by the suburb in relation to the class? Because in relation to the class, the recursion of the spinman is the recursion of sternum, the spiral, what means fianced of fortune. So, diploma of the immigrant based upon your ancestors, you used to be a certain amount of level in relation to your understanding of studying. But your studying is beginning in the tradition of it and into. You cannot program the data to survive longer because the nationality of our racism is based upon a telexion because each race is to concentration. So JJ Blue based upon your nation of column, you slip through the yellow Sankarshan of law and to Sankarshan, the Aboriginal culture. So JJ Blue based upon your transition, the society of Stinton of species is Dunkanda. Did you used to be the policeman and was song? Because in relation to the delicacy of our birth, the delay of the DNA is based upon our mantle because our hand is the Chesterton because Caucasian. The majority of the spices based upon our herb is that you underlay into your vocal voice box, but in sun of the synthesis of the dark crystal. The request done is that the spirit sun is the Nirkanam of its own species. So in that way, the Pietisana of Dilikana, you used to know in relation to the protocol sun, because the Tasana, you are the clinging in the species of Anene, because the love animal is an illustration of the will, but in relay, the society of the ESP is me. But in time, the non-son of the alien brain is that your Kasanan is placed on. So in Desha Antansan, the day of our care, the kindergarten will auction on the of-anene of the Navang, and in relation to Navang, the Nirkashan of the empire is that did you used to be the empire? You never know things you never know in relation to the everlasting of Japanese, because your eyes is mixed in relation to the Rakata, because the center unknown is that the race is based upon what in relation to our Lipanan, because the theory of the map, it maps into the river Nile to send through the Santon. So the soil depicts the none of your own LA, the Lankasan of the temperament, Ninadla Koshon, because Medleta you become. Mona Lisa, der Sandal Santaman, der Sandal Shankam, Dilika Bale Katat Sanda, Dusho Bale, das Santaksha, Dinukanam Katsakari, Dinukat. So, psychiatrist, based upon the Nikanam of the testosterone, how do you know the human is itself in relation to a picture, and to compromise the liberate now? So in that way, your trust of the spirit will be. But taste them, tasting it down. The extent of his own fingerprint is the torture of the medicine. So in that time, if you can reorder the nutrition of the first aid kit based upon your ambulance, the sender will whistle the Balakatsa, because in that way, the Mr. Vincent is the coup in relation to the power, and in relation to the power, the convalescent is that we know not to know the Istana of the function, because the Nogata is the wisdom. But in the time, the settlement of law, which is the metata. So, gay day, method of the mechanism of my original templates of my pill. What does that mean? The Natas Sokachong, you never get one because it's mine. And in so, if it does, would you like to in relation to your, you know, ultrasound anane or bele? So in that time, if my dick excites you in relation to your anus, then you are not Orexon or Iratsisa, but the Hopalong, which means the D5 DNA. So in that way, no. If your penis is from the digital world like mine, I approve. If it's not, then do take. Do not taste the hand, the makataka of the fire, to frustrate the sun. But in so, if there is antithesis in relation to the bala, the institution of the nonna is that the development of the Kurdish is that we're not around to have pedics in relation to this hailstorm of the Paramadhatapa, which is the circumference of the solar galaxy. So in that way, the solar galaxy is that the galaxy of the alien creator is the intention of your own ability. And in that time, if we cannot conference into the awakening of our world, sea, and sun, we do not extend the extent of the alien, which means you have a small but one. The extent of the empire is that you do need do sang the nekanang, because the Magalang, based upon the Christian, the nakani of the econo of the skin is so fan mail based upon gay society being 100% a suitable degree of faith because each balls is just so in that way, if each balls is a decoration of the jocks and G-strap in relation to Maori, the secretary of the Irish is that the Scotland will actually have the Pofadon because when I have a funk and a girl because it's mixed, so demo John it's the negative of one connector. So in your way of the sun star, the the thicker shantung of the enemy is that the parallaxy of the blenny is the touchest of knowing that the interlay of dottY is the digest of the oxygen, and in that time the manufacturer's sun is the criticism of CNA in relation to the DNA, and in that way the balinkatas will intimate your feminine to you. So that's why you are camp common. So in that way, the esteton of the elder, you do not possess the manana of lawyers in relation to the demok, antithesis, the anti, Justin Mamie Malik in relation to your, ammo. Do you know that I slept next to you? Because, Justin, the naked son of your owned. Yes, the no, no. My soulmate has arrived in relation to the Damak sun, but the Galak sun, in this way, it will caution into the manipula, the custom of all know, all wrong, and galaxy of galaxy, meaning an sun, the locus to the extent of Kachashan, delegate Dankashan Garini, the locus to Dankashan, Nidokushan Dankaba, the option delegate Doshan, Tisatan, Tatawa. Technology number 56 Sendakasan of law. Dinikuni Otasa is the threshold of the tricky. Your aura is okay. That's all I can do for the gay community based upon my brotherhood of my own Uranus. Because in that way, the subtlety of our Pleston is that Urokshanta shine through the manifestation of the many, because subjectively the Uranus Pleston gas is the instance of the name. So chemically, the Sankaton of theme is that Jupiter is the ocean.